Okay. Whoops. No. There we go. Let's see if I remember where we left off. Look at that. Super Saiyan Rush. Hey, Pori, welcome back. We're going as Mega Pony again. Right, we left off at Tier 7. That's right, I remember now. Biplane Bay, we finished that one already? Blaze Man. I think I remember this one. This is a good track. By the way, when Song's here, I have something to tell her. This is a pretty competent level. March on, little Mega Pony. If I have time tonight, I will do some Yakuza like a dragon, though. If I do have some time tonight. Copy Pony. Alright, thanks, Pori. I'm curious to see how... Ooh. I'm curious to see how that game goes. And what kinds of abilities I can get over time. That was a glitch. Close one. Boss corridor, but no boss, once more. Competently designed level, though. Really nice level. It's simple, but effective. It builds the whole level around crushers and conveyors, and it mixes stuff up and combines stuff, and it plays well. I really like the sections where the conveyors work against you. In particular, the backwards conveyor plus crusher section is well made and fun. And the setup with the conveyor plus tackle fire right up above you is clever and difficult. But fair. I think the hot dog mini-bosses, though, and this is probably like the one level where I was disappointed to see that there wasn't a boss at the end, especially given the title. As it stands, though, it's a kind of level I particularly appreciate. Simple but well designed. It's nothing flashy, there are no custom assets, but it's just pure fun and it's fair and well made. I didn't really care for this stage. The beginning parts were pretty much empty with very few enemies, and then the difficulty ramps up after the second checkpoint. It just doesn't feel consistent. The crushes are a bit glitchy with conveyor belts. I went right through them a few times. A nice and rompy level that sticks to its simple theme and just rolls with it. This level is a fun but simple ride that doesn't do as much wrong as there is potential for improvement by thinking outside the box and beyond the level's basic premise. For what it is, it's a good stage, but I think by introducing a few more elements and using them to come up with new combinations of these elements, this stage could have been a lot more impressive. It's an okay stage, nothing sticks out in particular, and while I did enjoy it to some extent, it generally became boring pretty quickly. There's nothing else I can say about it, it's just there. Boss corridor and no proper boss or climax aside, why name your level after a Robot Master if you aren't going to put one in? This was perfectly serviceable and felt very solid. Pretty good, you do know your stuff. You could have done a bit better, and your problem was more along the lines of what you didn't have rather than what you had. I think the theming was generic, and so was the stage. You took the most generic factory gimmicks and threw in the fire-based enemies, and that was about it, but you put everything to good use and combined the gimmicks very competently, if not always creatively. I think you not using the junk blocks in the level rather than only having them as decoration was a huge missed opportunity. Why introduce them if not to actually use them? That was a disappointment. Don't get me wrong though, this was a solid level. And absolutely fine, take it for what it is. Competent and above average, which for a MaGMML level means it's still good. They don't even serve a fish meal here. What a picing take. Normally I would question why a Wily themed establishment is here, but the Wily combo is so good that I don't care. And very excited to star in this game. Thank you for adding me to very fun. They tried to eject me from this place. No pets allowed, they said. Meow, what nerve. I think they actually threw a guy out earlier thanks to that. I don't feel welcome here. Gunpowder Star. I remember this. Cool. I appreciate the checkpoint at least. I hate these falling rocks. Welcome back, Song. I have a question for you when you're back. Welcome back, Song. My question is... Oh no, I had a statement, not a question. My statement was, you should do Pokemon Yellow. You should do Pokemon Yellow rather than Pokemon Blue or Red. Because I think Pokemon Yellow was just in general more charming than the others. Oh, Yellow instead of Red or Blue. But yeah, AC1 definitely. Definitely do the AC series. Also, my stomach is upset again. Do I remember how to fight this? It's a matchstick! Matchman! That was it. I like this Mega Pony. Watermelon and mint. Good level overall, though I do have a few issues with it. I'm not really sure if just having a exclamation point sign was the best way to convey that rocks were going to fall at that spot, because it will catch you the first time you go through, and it kept catching me because I kept thinking that the signs were decoration in my head. It doesn't help that they just seem to come out of the ceiling and there isn't really any logical hole or noticeable tube that they come through. Other than that, the level was pretty good, though I kind of wish the barrels were used a bit more, like having them contain enemies or something. Some parts of the level felt a bit cluttered at times, namely the part where you have to grab the key, but most of it is pretty good. I like the boss fight and it's learnable and fair, though I do think that the damage that the match does to you is a bit much. Overall, solid level. Also, I saw that, Small Isaac. You nailed down the abandoned basement vibe pretty well, but this level was kinda lacking in terms of design. The bottom area was really cramped, same with the vertical section. It wasn't really clear that the key was inside a barrel, which confused me and made me backtrack when I didn't need to. The boss was unfair because it was nearly impossible to telegraph its attacks, and its weakness, Grab Buster, is a very slow weapon that usually fails to hit the boss in time because of its many periods of invincibility. Overall, this level had some potential, but it just kind of missed the mark. I feel like this level got a bit carried away with its seller theme there. The way this level is laid out makes the enemy positions not at all comfortable to deal with, and the environment is overall claustrophobically cramped on many occasions. The matchstick boss is a neat idea considering the gunpowder theme, and I like its pattern, though the final attack is something that the player can't predict unless they know it's coming. Overall, I wish this level tried less to feel like a building and got more creative with its layout to complement its enemy positions and not its general aesthetic. This level had potential to be good considering the fairly interesting idea for this stage, but there are so many issues that make it very mediocre. This stage fails at the basics of level design. Every section is filled with too many enemies and obstacles that are nearly impossible to avoid. The fact that you need to stop to recharge your buster to destroy the barrels just makes this level more frustrating. The boss also has inconsistent attacks, so in short, this is a stage that could have been good, but ultimately ends up being a frustrating mess. This was fun enough, if not spectacular. I guess my primary issues are a few of this is irritating moments. For example, this stage has an awful lot of areas where it isn't actually obvious where to go. So many areas look like they should scroll to the next screen, but don't. It's rather annoying to travel up somewhere without, say, a path or even a reward for doing so. There are also quite a few areas where you could have benefited from, say, sticking in another nickel rather than bolts. It's a bit of a bummer to work to get somewhere only for there to be almost nothing waiting for you. I appreciate the one you stuck in there though. Final issue, this stage lets you spend the entire thing doing it buster only, up until the end, which suddenly requires weapon usage. Why? Especially since it's on the main route. Post-judging comment. This was a glitch in folks' post-judging. There's one really major missed opportunity here. A lack of cartoon gunpowder line. This stage could have benefited with a gimmick somewhat like that if only to boost this from just solid to great. Your new asset wasn't really pushed far enough to be memorable, but at least the stage was designed around the fact that they don't respawn, so kudos to that. I like most aspects of your Robot Master. I guess he's a Robot Master? Except for the fact he's randomly invincible whilst jumping. He doesn't look like he should be whilst doing that, and it's enough to throw the player off completely. Go Mega Pony for great harmony. How am I supposed to serve the customers? I ain't got no hands. I stole food from the kitchen and turned myself into a blob so I could sneak away without paying. Heh, joke's on those losers. We found this teleporter in the stockroom, some sort of old advert for the festival. Got nowhere better to go, I suppose. Twilight Lodge. Let me know if you want to shove Wishing Star from Mega Man's Christmas thingy in there somewhere. To be honest, I almost want to have Mega Man's Christmas thingy in the final game just because we can. That's an amazing Sniper Joe. What amazing aesthetic. Go. Challenge complete. Curse or Curse? This is a good level. I like this level. No, that's my energy element.
Jump.
Ooh, that was close. Oh, okay.
Jump.
Caught in the middle slide. There we go. Man, this started off so good and adorable, and then it just dropped off. I love the cursor concept, and the first few screens do a really nice job of being all, yo, gimmick! And they're just hilarious in general, and then the level just kind of spirals down into pasting down random ideas with the occasional appearance of the cursor. There's a random Voltman fight where the cursor just spams tellies, There's a random gravity flip section, there's a random sled section, and then the end is just random gauntlet of mini-bosses that just has nothing to do with the cursor? The boss is okay, I guess, though the enemies can pile up really easily. It's really sad to just see a really neat concept go down the drain so quickly. I wish there was way more done with this concept. That was an awesome gimmick. The delete thing at the beginning was especially cool, but it wasn't entirely obvious what you were supposed to do at first. The level itself was a nice set of challenges, and the boss at the end was really cool. The rounders are pretty annoying though. However, the graphics are extremely minimal and the music doesn't loop properly. This level makes me so sad. I absolutely adore the premise and how the level starts. However, as soon as Voltman drops in, it feels like the level slowly but surely runs out of ideas. The entire charm from the start takes a backseat to mid-bosses, excuse me, which were placed in such a way that they don't give much of a signal besides filler. The fight against the cursor was pretty cute, though he could have used a proper pattern. I'd have liked to see him use his right-click powers more. Man, though, this level could have been so much more. I really liked the idea behind this one, but unfortunately it wasn't executed as well as it could have been. By that I mean the cursor enemy gimmick is interesting, but it doesn't really do anything except for the first screen and the two bosses. Speaking of which, the first boss is pretty annoying. Other than that, I think that the amount of mini-bosses is too high, and most of the level just feels empty sometimes. Overall, this isn't a bad stage, but it definitely could have been better. Let's turn up the music a bit. This is an utter shame. Your level concept promised a Michelin star quality meal. Sure, the decoration and the place is shoddy, but everything sounds so interesting. In the end, it offered a tasty appetizer, followed by a burnt chewy steak with overcooked veg, but at least had the decency to end with a solid, if rather boring, pudding. And now I'm hungry. Let's get something clear. Your opening room was fantastic, even though the introduction will likely kill the player the first time they see it. After that point, they will understand the gimmick, and honestly, I say you still introduced that gimmick well. Because while it will probably kill the player, it is very clear the player's death was still their fault. Curiosity kills the cat, as they say. And the level seems to continue the trend, with a nice little flair for spike placement, and even an interesting idea for a mid-stage boss robot master. There's some issues with the implementation, namely the boss room is far too small for the boss you used, and then promptly drops the ball. What happened to the rest of the stage? We just get utterly random dev kit gimmicks with no rhyme or reason to their existence. Most of them, like Frostman's Sled, aren't even justified in this stage, this little universe. And what was up with the ending of that segment? And every single mini-boss felt like filler. I really wish I could see more things unique to the mouse cursor idea. You have an entire menu at the right click there. It would have been great to see some other actions. The stage ends before anything else interesting happens. The boss is okay, although there's a bit too much RNG and spam in the battle for my taste. Disappointing stage, really. This could have been a contender had it followed through with its core concept. I really liked that level anyway. It may have been a bit unfocused, but I liked it. This cursor fellow wanted to toss me into the recycle bin. I managed to escape and snatch some terabytes of data about how to cure various viruses. Cossack's Other Citadel. How many more do we have left to go? I think just a few. Right, I think I remember this. What's going on with my body. I slept until 2 PM today, but for some reason I'm tired. That was some really bad looping. Oh wow! Look at that! Mega Pony makes little splashes with their hooves. It is adorable, isn't it? And we did it! Easy peasy. Not a bad stage by any means, but it's not one that really stands out to me very much. That phase when you decide to make informs invisible always to make them more fair, and then someone makes them invisible anyways. Very good design in general. The whole level has a nice difficulty curve, and each of its gimmicks are used in good setups, and then all combined in the end. I don't really have much to say about the level besides the fact that it's just really well designed. Strongest parts are definitely the auto-scroll parts. I adore the unorthodox usage of shield attackers here, and the giant chains of Byries are hilarious. The room with Byries and ladders is also one that I really like. It's just some simple but well-designed setups with a single enemy. Really solid level overall, I like it a lot. Well, that level existed. It was like a mashup of the 4 Cossack stages, but it didn't really do anything more than that. It was a pretty boring level, to be honest. Also, in that auto-scrolling section, there are 2 shield attackers that are literally impossible to avoid without the flash stopper, and the last room scrolls because a stop scroll object is missing. I really like the start to this level. It presents all of its challenges one by one and builds on top of them through mutation of the setups. Sadly, my enjoyment with this level pretty much stopped as I went into the auto-scroll section. The first one is very easy and leaves a lot of the room for interesting things that can be done with enemies, even without making it too cramped. The second one can be rather unfair if you don't see the enemies coming in time. Also, where did the snow go? This stage is honestly mediocre. There's really nothing that stands out here, and there's a lot of problems regarding level design. Regarding level design, I actually think the first half is okay, but the second half is just filled with unfair enemy placement everywhere. Not to mention the rain, which just makes things even more difficult. Also, the music choice is fine, but the echo is irritating and it doesn't even try to loop properly. The biggest critique of your stage is a lack of challenge, and the first few rooms are a little meh in design. The Emorm enemy does not get used very well here, but for using only some very basic gimmicks, this one worked. The tile set is put together fine, the enemy variety hits the best balance. Overall, this was quite good. It felt like an official Mega stage through and through, and that's what we like to see. Your standout room was the final one, but worth noting is the fact that you actually took conveyance into account. Everything got introduced, and introduced well. Even if I was not aware of these gimmicks and enemies from previous games, I am, but let's get hypothetical. You introduced them in such a fashion that the player could get used to them, and then you used everything in that last room to the best way possible. Even shield attackers. My word, you used shield attackers well. Good stuff, mate. Only things really that could have been improved. The only things that could have improved the stage without changing the concept is perhaps a better choice in music, and looping it correctly for a start, and as it's a tad predictable, and maybe give it a bit more bite towards the end. One more hard room, and I think you'd have nailed what you were really going for. You also gave just enough of a hint that your stage was ending without making me anticipate a boss fight that would never come, so that is appreciated. Fortified Lab. That's a nice way to convey your gimmick. Nope. Fuck. Oh, that sucks. I didn't even notice those spikes. I'll be right back. My stomach's a bit upset. I'm back. Unless it's taking me a Merpasol. Because I have a bit of acid reflux going on. There, let's continue. No, I hate that spike jump. Ah. That's a horrible spike jump. I almost completely forgot that those spikes were there. Look at that pony butt. Not even worse. I was scratching the back of my head there for a second, and I got caught off guard. There we go. If a Wily Fortress is compressed into one stage, most of the level I like, and it really does feel like something you'd see in like a late NES era Wily Fortress, but there are two sections that really bring the level down for me. You can tell which ones I don't like because they both have bladers and Apache Joes in them. It's very easy to get unfairly killed just because you didn't see the enemy coming, and either have the bladers swoop down at hyperspeed and kill you, or have the Apache Joe bump into you with its building-sized hitbox. The Pooker section is especially bad with this because it's over a bottomless pit, so you don't have an opportunity to rescue yourself with super arrow or something, The rest of the level is fine though, but the shield attacker room made me cry because it's like the literal worst usage of shield attackers ever, and it gives me nightmares from bad fan games. The rest of the level is fine, though I don't think it's terribly interesting. Besides maybe the Sparkman platform setups at the beginning, it's an okay level. Oh, by the way, this level looks amazing, especially because this has no custom assets, so serious props for that. The first half of this stage was fine and posed a nice challenge, but the second half, oh man, that part was difficult without weapons. Apache Joe's, Bladers, and the Cloud Things from Flame Man stage is a really bad combo. The vertical section has some really tight jumps, and it's hard to get through without falling down, especially with all the enemies around. It's like a meeting of many of my least favorite enemies. Joy! Bustering this level is absolute hell, but going at it with special weapons is pretty fun. I kinda wish the requirement of using weapons was indicated in any way, such as a dual satellite block before the water section. That section with only a buster is spaghetti fest. But it's very much fine as is. Some enemies and jumps I don't really agree with in this stage, but otherwise this stage is pretty well made. And then it ends. I wish it utilized the exploding blocks that it introduced early on in more scenarios. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that could have been done here with them. As it stands though, nice level that requires some thinking. This level is just okay for me. I don't think there's much here that's particularly offensive to game design, except maybe the placement of the bladers in the level. There's nothing that makes me want to have a lot of fun here. I think the choice of assets was pretty cool, but aside from that, there's little interesting here. Boss corridor, no boss, no nothing, complete anticlimax, why? This is a level with more style than substance, and most of that style was pre-made assets. But that's fine, the assets chosen work well together. You have a very good eye for making the stage visually interesting. I like that there was variety in gimmicks, but it does have issues. The segment with the Pooker is infuriating because it's combined with enemies that should never be combined with small moving platforms. Combining it with Jump Drop, pretty cool idea. With lyrics, also good. With Bladers, and with Apache Joe's, what? Specific mention goes to that one Blader which is too high for you to hit with most weapons, so you're almost always going to have it ram headfirst into you and knock you to your doom. This bit needed rethinking. The rest of the level is fine. You do have a good eye for graphics though, so hopefully you can get original assets to work with in the future. Ooh, an energy tank. Not an energy tank, energy balancer. Spiky situation. Oh, right, it's I Want to Be the Guy. I remember this. I'm not the biggest fan of this level. That's mostly because I don't like I Want to Be the Guy. I like watching other people play I Want to Be the Guy games, but I don't like playing it myself. Oh, that made my stomach drop. That one made my stomach drop too. Welcome to Needle Castle. Enjoy your stay. We are not responsible for any casualties from unveiling. Oops. Nope. Fuck. There we go. No, this isn't Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'll be playing that soon. I'm playing MaGMML2 at the moment. And hello, Cole. It's good to see you. There we go. Easy peasy-ish. What is retired? I feel like Garbo right now. Aw, man, I was so close. There we go. So there's a secret area you can do for a Noble Nickel. To the left is an entrance to an extra boss for a Noble Nickel. You will be unable to shoot or pause during it. Good luck. It's basically a survival section. Let's give it one try. The boss resource cannot be damaged. Simply survive its onslaught to win. If you don't wish to fight it, head left to warp out. Cherries. Well, I almost did it. Yep, now it's Toho. I've never been able to do that before, but I've always come very close. It's not easy. But it's definitely a good challenge. Oh, that's the wrong one. Gee, I wonder who made this level. I can't tell. I really like the setups in general here, and the usage of the needles and your custom platforms were pretty clever. But I think the level was just too instant death happy. I understand that that's the point of the stage, but it doesn't stop the latter half of the level from being frustrating. Once the more dangerous setups with the platforms came in, it felt like I just kept dying to the spikes over and over just because I hadn't really learned the setup yet, and that led to me redoing the previous setups over and over, and it was just bleh. The first half of the level is really good though. Again, I really like their usage of the needles. The boss fight with the kid is pretty fun, if a bit basic, and the extra challenge with the white fruit thing is really neat. I haven't seen true bullet hell Mega Man ever before. Overall, I still like the level, I just really think the second half could have used some more room for error. Very inconsistent level. The first section was a fairly easy and fun stroll, with some enemies and spikes, but the castle's interior was a ridiculously hard platforming section challenge that wasn't fun at all. I kind of enjoyed the first boss, but that secret boss was awesome! It was very creative for this contest and felt like something straight out of Sound Dodger. However, that boss was pretty extreme without access to E-types. Pretty cool I want to be the guy aesthetic. While I'm really not a fan of the sprite work, and think adhering to the source material solely through the needle theming and cherry references would have been enough, I enjoy the platforming this level has to offer. Having never played the source material myself, I can hardly judge how closely the challenges presented here adhere to a proper curve from said source. However, what I can say is that the level provided fair and exciting platforming challenges throughout, until it got to this segment with Crushman platforms, which put a spike, in the difficulty to the point where it's really easy to mistime a jump and be forced to redo the entire section over. 2 sections if you're not smart enough to actually activate the save station, a feature which I think wasn't a needed addition, since placing them in a way where they're unavoidable would have made idiots like me less likely to miss out on a checkpoint. The first boss of this stage is rather boring, but I found the optional Toho boss to be pretty fun to fight, probably due to the music. I wish it had less RNG based unavoidable sudden hits though. Overall fun stage for the most part. I just wish it had a more slopey difficulty curve and stuck to its platforming roots. I've gotta be honest, the extra boss is the primary reason why this level gets such a high score. It's done in such a creative and interesting manner, and the way it's synced to the music is just impressive. Anyway, regarding the level itself, it surprisingly manages to remain fair and fun, despite the abundance of spikes and other damaging obstacles. However, some parts still remain quite cheap and require high levels of precision. But even with that in the way, there are enough checkpoints to make the experience fun and not tedious. I was expecting to hate this, if only due to its clear inspiration. I mean, it's not exactly great, but the challenge is interesting to play. You actually introduced mechanics well, and conveyance was good. There are some interesting setups, if a bit finicky, and your checkpoint placement is pretty good overall, with notable exception of the final set of rooms. I was expecting spikes to be flying everywhere, and I'm thankful they weren't. For the most part, this level just requires timing and precision, and neither to overly fine degrees. The second Crash platform room, whatever its requirements are, they're insane. Either a pixel-perfect jump or sliding underneath the spikes atop the moving platform, which is weird, because the rest of the segments give a very clear idea of what they expect from the player. I cannot under any circumstances get through the second Crash platform room properly because of either the glitchy nature of the platforms being unable to time it, or my own loathing for pixel-perfect jumps. Post-judging comment, some of this came down to messed up collision. This has been fixed post-judging. The bosses were interesting, I get the reference sure, but they are pretty odd, and very luck-based. The first one does seem to get easier the longer the fight lasts, and the second one throws maybe a few too many projectiles your way, which if the RNG gods decide to not be in your favor will lead to deaths, more so than just a lack of skill. I beat it the first time I fought it, took a few attempts the second time. As an aside, getting it to sync with the music, brilliant. This stage wasn't as bad as first appearances suggest, but it's frustrating towards the end. If I ever play I Wanna Be the Guy on stream, I will probably rage. I need to, or stop, or just rage quit. I need to keep my weight down, so I just don't eat much. I usually just go with a salad and a nice cold glass of water. That's spicy food. Ruined lab. How many are there left? Yep, just one. Oh, I remember this one. This one's not a bad one. I kind of like this one. for earlier, I mean. Ooh, nice, I appreciate that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Two-headed snake, huh? It's cat dog, but snake. Mini boss. There we go. No! That's some bad looping. Super arrow unlocked. Oh man. Alright, fine. We'll do it the legit way. Exactly. Those jumps always make my stomach drop. This is why I use Super Arrow, not Rush Jet. There we go. You've just about won. Don't like that. Make fun using the leaf weapon? What leaf weapon? Oh, the green one? You mean the Grab Buster? Ah, yeah, I think I know what you mean. You mean this one, right? This one? Thank you. Yeah, that's the Grab Buster. Don't bother me, I'm trying to draw my Sorrows and Wily combos. I had someone shout at me today over burning their sausage rolls. We don't even serve sausage rolls here. Heck, what even is a sausage roll? Kids meal, toy, I want the toy, 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 toy. I want it now, 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 now. I hate this kid. No, the Wily combo does not come with a toy. That's for enjoyment courses. Wait a minute, who are you? I have been awaiting your arrival. My name is Pepsi Man. Pepsi? I don't know, I'm not really into that. I definitely prefer Coca... What? How dare you deny the best cola to ever exist in the universe? I'm going to wash your sinful preferences off of your circuit with phosphoric acid. To be fair, I prefer Pepsi over cola. There will be no fighting during my shift. Oh, it is you, Mega Pony. Are you here so that you can taunt me for working at McWiley's? To laugh at the one reduced to this menial labor? I would not do that. I am for the working class. I was classically trained, a literary star. You would mock me? Why do you jest? I am death. I am your end. I am future. Death, kill, destroy, murder, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate! I wouldn't do that to you, future. I respect the working class. I can't believe I dodged all those flames. That was pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Okay, next time we come to this, we're gonna be doing tier 8. Huh? Why is it so dark all of a sudden? Thank you, Pori. What is happening? You must recover all the energy elements above MaGMML. I can't do his voice right. Wily! I see Wily has his new hideout. Attention, citizens! It is me, Dr. Lily, paying your regularly scheduled visit. You must stop Dr. Wily, MaGMML. I'm on a strict budget, so please excuse the rather basic entrance, at least comparatively. Take a gander at my newest fortress, the Wily Star 2, with its newest ability to tear apart reality. You, Megapony, meet me at the deepest part of the fortress, or else I'll fire the reality cannon, patent pending. If you can make it up here even. Sure, reality cannon. Meet me in my lab. I'll try to upgrade Rush like the last time you went to fight in a Wily Star. That's tier 9, I think. No, it's tier 10. Maybe? So here's tier 9. The next time we begin, I should meet up with Dr. Light first. Fine! I wonder how much he's lying about the cannon. I didn't realize there was new dialogue there. What a nut job. I did not realize these guys had new dialogue before that. Megapony, I just detected a star force field around the Wily Star. It's specifically made to repel Rush, presumably because of last time. I can build a spaceship for you, but we will need to get you a lot of materials. What if I told you that you already have everything you need? You just never want to leave me alone, do you? Who might you be? A friend of Megapony. Someone who has fought Pepsi Man before. No, he's not. If you let me talk, you'll be greatly satisfied. You don't need to collect any more materials. You may be able to get to Wily with just the power of the energy elements you have collected. What do you mean? Well, I'm sure you know how energy elements can power devices, given Gamma, the last festival, etc. Well, when enough of them are left to their own devices, they can cause violent reactions. Now you may think, what does this have to do with getting to Wily? Well, we may be able to have them create a super spaceship for us. Now hold on, how could they create a spaceship for us? They're not sentient, are they? Maybe not, but sometimes it almost seems like they have minds of their own. I've worked with them before. It always feels like they know what you want. Either way, there's no harm in giving it a shot. Just release the energy elements out, and Let's see what happens. I guess might as well try it. Wait, that actually worked? You were right? The magic of energy elements. So I suppose I really am getting closer to figuring them out. But yes, with this bike, you can make it to Wily's castle. Wily's force field won't detect it. Wow, astonishing! I have to research this. With my Mega Pony. Be safe. Good luck. Once you go after Wily, you won't be able to come back until he's defeated. I'd highly recommend making sure you've checked out the rest of the simulations. Considering last time, it might be a good idea. Good luck. Good luck. So they changed their dialogue even now. That's pretty cool. I'm flying! I'm a Pegasus! And here's Tier 8, which is where we'll begin next time. We're almost completely done. We just have Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10, and Tier X left to go, as well as Wily Star 2. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna boot up Yakuza Like a Dragon now.